Hey guys, and welcome to this video. So today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different from how I usually do my haul videos. Instead of just talking through all the products, I'm actually going to show you how I applied the products as well, and I'm wearing them all on my face right now. This is kind of a cross between like a first impression and a haul video, so I'm not just going to be showing you the products, I'm also going to show you how I applied them and my thoughts on each product. Granted, this is my first time using them. So let me know at the end if you guys like this type of video. But let's go ahead and get started. So the first product is a new concealer by Physicians Formula. It's called the Physicians Formula Insta Ready Full Coverage Concealer. And in the packaging, it comes with a little kind of what looks like a mini beauty blender sponge. And this duo is $10. So it's definitely on the pricier side in terms of drugstore concealer, but it does come with this little sponge. So I got mine in the shade Fair, which ended up being a little bit too light for my skin tone, but I made it work just by using the sponge that I used to apply my foundation on top of it and just evening everything out. Right off the bat, I can tell you I do not like this sponge. I used it just to get the full experience of this product, but this sponge didn't get any bigger when I got it wet. It's hard, it's not bouncy at all. As far as the product goes, I actually really like it. It went on super smoothly, it was really easily blendable. It didn't stick to any dry patches underneath my eyes or crease, at least on this first application. I feel like it's a full-ish coverage, more like a medium coverage. I don't think this is gonna cover absolutely everything, but it's perfect for me for an under-eye concealer. I don't love the packaging. The little pump is a good idea because it keeps it really sanitary, but it's really hard to control how much product you're getting out. You have to pretty much do a full pump each time. And like I said, a little bit of this goes a long way, so you don't need that much. So you're gonna end up going through this a lot faster just because you're gonna get out more product than you actually need. Both because of the formula and the packaging, this does remind me of the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, though I still think the Maybelline Master Conceal is a better dupe than this one. I think this is a really close match. Okay, next up is this Jordana Sculpt and Go. I got this at CVS, I believe it was $4.99. This was kind of like a random pickup. I walked by and I saw a whole Jordana display, and I don't have a whole lot of Jordana products, so I decided to go ahead and pick it up, and it's like a creamy contour product, and I was really pleasantly surprised by this. It's a super cool tone brown, perfect for contouring, and it just went on like butter. And then the true test was blending it in, and it blended in really nicely. It didn't go patchy on top of my foundation. It blended in beautifully, and I ended up adding another layer just to see if it was buildable and to get a little bit sharper of a contour. And it worked really well. It's definitely a buildable product. I'll have to continue testing this out to give you guys an update in terms of staying power and durability, but first impression, this is a really nice product. Okay, next up we've got this Wet n Wild Mega Cushion Highlight. I've been wanting to try this so bad because we all know Wet n Wild is one of the drugstore masters of highlighters and just one of the masters of highlighters in general. I got mine in the shade Who's That Pearl. So the product is in a cushion form, and I applied it using a sponge, but I think you'd be fine with using like a stippling brush or even your finger. This was, no surprise, super pigmented, blended into my skin really well. And the thing I like about liquid highlighters in general is that you can build them up or tone them down as much as you want. So you can just keep blending this in with a beauty sponge and get that glow from within, super subtle kind of sheen on the cheek, or you can kind of just barely tap it in and layer it to get a super intense highlight. And if you wanted to take it a step further, you could take their new Sweetest Bling highlighter from the spring collection and layer that on top of this to set it. And you know what, let's just try that just to see. I think this is gonna be crazy. Woo! So yeah, clearly you can layer that on for a super intense glow and use this as your base and then this as your highlighter and just go to town. But again, this just on its own is really beautiful, blends in seamlessly, and feels like a really high quality formula. Okay, next up is this Revlon ColorStay Cream Eyeshadow. This is in the shade 735. It doesn't say, but I'm pretty sure this is called Pistachio. These retail for $7.99, though I believe they're on sale right now on Ulta's website. And so is the Physicians Formula Concealer actually as well. These come with a brush included. Kind of a useless brush. I'd recommend using your own. I used one that came in like a BH Cosmetics multi-pack. It's a synthetic brush, and it did a really nice job of applying this. So the packaging of this at first glance reminded me a ton, I'm sure it reminded everyone, of the Maybelline Color Tattoos. but the formula of this is definitely very different. The color tattoos feel like a thick consistency, whereas these were really, really thin and smooth to the touch. Super easily blendable, but not as pigmented. So with the first stroke of my brush, it just kind of applied like a sheen to the lid. And I like that, especially with darker colors, when you want kind of a wash of dark color over your lid, but you don't want to commit to a smoky eye. So I like that these are buildable. And that's exactly what it was. I added a few more layers and I got this really vibrant green that I have on my lids right now. And I was really impressed by this formula. I actually prefer the texture of these over the Maybelline color tattoos just because I found them easier to work with. I didn't really have to tug on my lid to blend it out like I feel like you have to do with the Maybelline color tattoos. But even though I haven't tested it yet, I feel like these are going to be just as long lasting because I forgot to set my eyelids and I put concealer on them, and usually it would be like crease town right there, but it actually has not creased at all, and I just filmed another video before this one, so it's been on there a while and it hasn't creased on me. It looks just as pigmented, just as strong. So I'm definitely going to keep playing around with this, but I am super impressed. This might be my favorite item from the haul. Okay, and next up is this e.l.f. Shadow Brow and Liner Palette. So this palette claims obviously that you can use it as a brow product, eyeshadow, or as a liner. I used it today for the first time as a brow product. I used this shade right here and it was a good match for me. I feel like the shades in here are really nice, but they felt kind of powdery and chalky to me and not as pigmented as I wanted them to be. And I'm comparing it to the Mad for Matte palettes, which are amazing and only $10, whereas this, even though it is all matte, which is fantastic, it's $12, so it's even pricier than those, and I don't know that the formula matches up as well as I want it to. That said, I have only tried this on my brows, so I'm also going to try it out as an eyeshadow and see if maybe the swatching that I did on my fingers wasn't representative of how it's going to apply on my eyes. But as a brow product and how well it swatches, I was not super impressed by this. Okay, last but not least, I got these Essence Gel Eye Pencils. These are waterproof. I got the shades Black Blaze and Cocoa Bean. So I haven't tried Cocoa Bean yet because I used this Black Blaze on my eyes today. I use this in my waterline. So when I saw this in the store, I had to buy it because it says gel and waterproof, and it's a black pencil. And this little end right here, like my pet peeve with pencils is having to sharpen them because I'm awful at sharpening pencils. For some reason, I always distort the shape of the pencil. It's just something I've accepted about myself. But with this pencil, this is amazing. You twist the bottom of it and it comes up like a retractable liner. So I absolutely love the packaging of this and the price point. That said, when I put it in my waterline, I wasn't blown away by the pigmentation. I had to kind of layer it a few times to build up the intensity. That said, this is the first time I've used this, and sometimes you have to get down below the first couple of layers to get to the really intense gel part. So I'm definitely going to keep trying this. I'm going to try it on my actual skin, not just my waterline as well, because at $2.99 and with this packaging, I really want to try and make this work. So that is going to be it for this mini haul slash try on slash first impression video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know down in the comments if you did, and if you've tried any of these products or know any tips or tricks to make them work better. Don't forget to subscribe while you're here, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.